return.
Number 2, Derek Jeter.
I love what I do. More importantly, I love doing it for you.
20 seasons, countless memories.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over.
Jeter on the run, makes the play, and flies into the stands.
Tonight, Derek Jeter.
I am who I am. I've made my share of mistakes.
A rare and revealing interview.
I want to be remembered as a Yankee. That's what's most important to me.
And emotional tributes.
My dad had Mickey Mantle, and we had Derek Jeter.
He is the face of the Yankees.
A Fox 5 special presentation. Farewell to the captain.
Hello and welcome. I'm Steve Lacy. We are here at the new Yankee Stadium, aka the house that Derek Jeter built. As we all know, the captain's calling it quits at the end of the season, retiring as one of the all-time greats to ever wear pinstripes. Tonight, our Duke Castiglione leads off our coverage with a rare one-on-one with the captain.
And the 2-0. There it is. For 72 years, Lou Gehrig has been the Yankees' all-time hits leader. Now, it's Derek Jeter.
Derek, you spent your whole career here in New York with the Yankees. Very rare these days. Talk about your relationship with the Yankee fans and the city of New York. What's that been like?
Well, they've seen me grow up. You know, first time I came here, I was 20 years old. Yeah, I've been fortunate. I mean, not just playing here in New York. I think any athlete nowadays playing their entire career in one city is just kind of rare and unique. So I've been fortunate in that sense, but you know, I've grown up with the fans. They've seen me grow up. I've seen them grow up. You know, it's been a fun experience.
And think about how amazing that's been. See, Derek was born in New Jersey, grew up a Yankee fan, and all he ever wanted to do was play shortstop for his favorite team. Well, he did that and then some. Did he ever think, way back in 1996, when he won the Rookie of the Year award, a career like this was possible?
I came up in an era where, you know, we had an owner, if you didn't do your job, he'd get rid of you. So I never allowed myself to think 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. I just took it year to year.
Jeter hits it into right. Back at the wall. Game over. Yankees win the series is tied.
And when you talk about the captain's career, you have to talk about how clutch he's been, time and time again. When the stakes were at their highest, on the biggest of stages, he was always at his best.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
You know, I like being in those situations. They're fun. I mean, it's no matter how you look at it, we're playing a game. And you know, just like when you're a kid and you're in those situations and you dream about hitting in the World Series or being up in the 9th inning with 2 outs, you know, those are the fun times. And I'm not afraid to fail. I failed quite a bit in my career, but I'm not afraid of it, and I enjoy those moments.
Your whole career in New York. I mean, this town's not for everybody. And you've been a role model. I mean, people love you in this town. You always seem to say the right thing. How are you able to do that?
You know, I understand there's a lot of eyes on you, but I am who I am. I don't try to be anyone different. You know, I think if I was putting on a front, so to speak, I think they would have figured it out a long time ago here in New York. So I am who I am. I've made my share of mistakes. I try to learn from my own mistakes. I try to learn from others' mistakes. I think that's how you become a better person.
Is there anything in your career you'd want to go back and change? Anything different?
No, I mean, yeah, I would like to have one more. You get greedy once you've tasted success a little bit, but no, I wouldn't go back and change anything because, you know, throughout the success, throughout the failures, I mean, I think it helps shape who you are.
You're 40 years old, still a real young man. What's
Thank
next
you.
for you?
Thank you. See, I always liked you, man. See,
I'm
thanks
41,
for reminding
so,
people
yeah.
of that. You know, it's in sports, you know, you get to be in your 30s, they talk about how old you are, but in the rest of your life, you're still pretty young. So I like to think of myself as young. So
what's next?
I don't know. You know, I don't want to make any plans right now. You know, I have my other goals that I want to achieve throughout life, but I think for the immediate future, I just want to try to enjoy it.
That one's drilled deep to left field. Going back, Joyce, looking up. See ya! 3,000!
Finally, I asked the future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest shortstops to ever play the game, how he wants people to remember him as a player.
Someone that had respect for the game, respected my teammates, my opponents, the fans, the media, the organization. Play the game hard, play the game the right way. But, you know, like I've said before, I want to be remembered as a Yankee. That's what's most important to me.
Incredible plays on the field, amazing leadership here in the Yankees dugout. Derek Jeter has won a total of 5 World Series championships under 2 managers, Joe Torre and Joe Girardi. Our own Russ Salzberg sat down with the 2 Joes to get a look at the impact that Derek Jeter's had on their lives.
Shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter.
You arrive in 1996 as Yankee skipper. You make rookie Derek Jeter your shortstop. Was he clearly the choice?
He had a bad spring in '96, and there was talk at the end of spring training that, well, then maybe we can trade, and you know, one of those names was Mariano Rivera, and get a shortstop. I said, you know, it's too late now. I mean, we've gone through the whole spring. Let's start the season. Of course, started the season, you know, he hits a home run and makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and we're off to the races from there.
Off to the races indeed. In Derek's first 5 years as the glue to the Yankees infield, the Bombers won 4 World Series titles. His teammate on 3 of those championship squads, current Yankee skipper Joe Girardi.
I was amazed at how relaxed he was and how he relished the big moment. He could go up to home plate. It could be, you know, second and third, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. We were down 2 runs, and he'd drive them in. And you saw that from day one, that he was relaxed, he was comfortable in his own skin, and just was going to be a great player.
Fast forward now to 2008. What was it like for you, your first year as manager of the Yankees, having Derek in the clubhouse?
People have always said, you know, is it hard to manage players that you played with? I don't think so, because you know what they're about. You understand their heart. And Derek's heart has always been about winning, and has always been about the team, and that's why he's such a great champion.
He doesn't overwhelm you with his ability, but what he does as a package, you know, he leaves a lot of people in the dust.
And for these 2 Joes who've had the good fortune of managing him, there's no dust at all on the masterpiece Derek has painted over his 20 years in pinstripes.
When you talk about a player that you'd want your child to emulate, this is the guy. And I think that's why people love him so much in opposing ballparks as well.
I'm overwhelmed by the fact that he just did his job every single day, and all of a sudden you look up.
3,000! History!
You know, it's 3,000 hits, and the games played and all that stuff, and there he is, you know, #1 in Yankee history. That is an attention getter for me, because you figured those numbers were always out of reach for anybody.
And here are some fun facts you may not have known about Jeter. He chose to play shortstop because his father played the same position at college. Jeter struck out only once during his entire senior season of high school baseball. And when asked for his high school yearbook what he planned on doing in 10 years, Jeter's answer, playing shortstop for the Yankees. Goal accomplished. Coming up, Derek Jeter's legacy is just as big off the field.
Derek has committed himself to the foundation well beyond his baseball career. This is his legacy, I believe.
Our Lisa Everest talks one-on-one with Jeter's sister about the family commitment to charity through their Turn 2 Foundation. And Derek Jeter has spent his entire career playing on the world's biggest stage. We're going to explore Jeter's special connection to the Big Apple.
It was a privilege and an honor to play with Derek. And I wish him, you know, the best. And my prayers will be that he'll stay healthy.
Welcome back to Yankee Stadium. Over the years, we have seen Derek Jeter turn countless double plays on the field behind us. He's also very active in charity off the field. Fittingly, his family's foundation is known as the Turn 2 Foundation. And as Lisa Everest shows us, his charity work is a family affair.
Get an opportunity to work closely with the kids and see the smiles on their faces, and you know, it's been a lot more fun, a lot more gratifying than I ever thought it would be.
That's what Derek Jeter told me in 2008 during a Christmas party his Turn 2 Foundation held for more than 500 kids, and it's true today. I've had exclusive access to his work for more than a decade, not on the playing field, but in impacting young lives in a positive way.
I'm able to take the leadership role more often than I usually would.
Today, his sister Charlie is president of the Turn 2 Foundation. The nonprofit raises more than $1 million a year to help thousands of children and teens turn toward healthy choices like sports and education. We caught up with Charlie at their 15th annual New York City baseball clinic this summer.
He's very involved. This is his vision. I mean, him and my dad started it his rookie year. It was something he always wanted to do.
The Turn 2 Foundation uses sports, special events, after-school programs, and workshops to emphasize personal responsibility and leadership. It reflects the Jeters' family values of hard work and discipline, values instilled in Derek and Charlie by their parents, Dr. Charles and Dorothy Jeter.
We're just a close-knit family. The four of us spent a lot of time together, and as we were growing up, we always wanted to make sure that we represented each other well.
In 2004, Derek wanted to treat the kids and their families to the Big Apple Circus. It was just one of his many ideas. Every year, he partners up with Santa Claus.
I understand that people may not be as fortunate as I am in terms of having a great family, and we want to give the kids here something that they can turn to and stay away from drugs, stay away from alcohol, and give them some things to give them hope for the future.
Charlie says Derek's commitment to Turn 2's year-round programs in New York, Western Michigan, and Tampa will continue long after he's hung up his pinstripes.
Derek has committed himself to the foundation well beyond his baseball career. This is his legacy, I believe, and I know that he believes that as well.
And for the kids, it's what makes him a real living legend. Lisa Evers, Fox 5 News.
Whether it's mega endorsements or priceless memorabilia, it seems like everybody wants to be on Derek Jeter's team. As it turns out, the captain has the Midas touch.
Hey, look, it's Derek Jeter!
I get that all the time.
Whether it's Ford, Gatorade, or of course Nike, Derek Jeter is a one-man marketing powerhouse. According to Forbes, the captain makes $9 million a year in endorsements alone.
He's the best at what he does.
Benjamin Hordell is a managing partner at the advertising firm DX Agency. Hordell says Jeter is a home run for blue chip companies.
He's consistent day in and day out, and he does it with such class, such dignity. He's truly like a role model, and people really look up to, how he approaches what he does in life.
Jeter's often been cited as the most marketable player in baseball. Hordell explains why.
Being a 14-time All-Star, 5-time champion, that's number one. In addition to that, Derek happens to be a very good-looking man, so for advertisers, that's a plus as well.
So what exactly is it about Jeter that makes him so appealing?
Derek Jeter stands out from the rest.
We asked Sean Prez, the CEO and founder of the marketing company Power Moves.
The Jeter brand, to me, represents purity. It represents resolve. It represents winning.
And Prez says the fact that Jeter has spent his entire career with the Yankees makes him even more attractive to advertisers.
To be the captain of any team is a great honor, but to be the captain of the Yankees, for the last, 11 years, 12 years, amazing.
And it's not only the Jeter brand. Jeter is also #1 for memorabilia collectors. Brandon Steiner, the founder of the sports marketing giant Steiner Sports, says Jeter is truly one of a kind.
I would say he's the #1 baseball player of all time in my category.
Steiner's been partners with Jeter for nearly 2 decades. He says it's been nothing short of a dream to team up with the captain.
It's been amazing and a blessing. And also, he's helped build Steiner Sports. I mean, I don't know if we'd be the same company without him.
Coming up, what's so remarkable about #2 is how he's #1 with fans of all generations.
He's perfect. He's a class act. He makes you proud to be a Yankee.
The Yankee faithful tell us why he ranks so high for both young and old.
He's a man who conducted himself with dignity and with grace. I see him as sort of the kind of leader that Joe DiMaggio was, the quiet, dignified, play the game.
Ask any Yankees fan who their favorite player is. The answer always seems to be Derek Jeter. Whether it's a 10-year-old, a 40-year-old, even the most die-hard old-timer, it's always Jeter, it seems. Fox 5's Dan Bowen shows us the special relationship the captain has with the Yankees fans.
For 20 years, Derek Jeter has been a part of countless magical moments here in the Bronx. The playoff games, the championships, the all-star appearances, and for many fans, they are special memories that span generations.
My dad had Mickey Mantle, and we had Derek Jeter.
For 20 years, Yankee fans have had Derek Jeter.
We've been following his career ever since 1995 and just wanted to see the end.
I believe Derek Jeter epitomizes what baseball should be about.
3 generations of grandfather Joe Isadinovich's family have called the captain an inspiration.
Jeter's been a great player and watching him all his career, so I want to be here for the last day.
Even former teammates can't help but marvel at the great Yankee shortstop's many achievements.
He is the face of the Yankees to begin with, the face of Major League Baseball.
To think of what he's accomplished and how he did it it's unbelievable.
Never saw Babe Ruth playing or Joe DiMaggio or Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, but I saw Derek playing, and all I saw was determination and desire to be the best.
And in the eyes of another number one, not many were better in big moments on the field.
Great players, great athletes, they thrive in pressure because they prepare themselves for pressure, and he's no different than anybody else.
Right up there with Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, Roger Maris, all those guys that I saw when I was a kid.
He's a class act. He's a perfect captain. He makes you proud to be a Yankee.
I grew up watching Jeter. He's been an idol of mine for sure. Growing up, it's what every young kid looks up to be.
I want to be a softball player when I grow up, so that's why he inspires me.
Thank you so much. Take care. Good luck, Jeter.
Dan Bowens, Fox 5 News.
Coming up, Derek Jeter in New York. They go hand in hand.
Class act all the way around.
The Yankee legend and his unique relationship with the city that he called home his entire baseball career.
We'll probably never say it again in our lifetime that a guy can play in New York, have the success he had, win the World Series he won, and also never hear a bad thing about.
One of the reasons Derek Jeter is so beloved by Yankees fans is that he spent his entire career in pinstripes, never even really entertaining the idea of playing anywhere else. Crystal Young takes us inside that special relationship the captain has with New York City.
Well hit to center.
When you're a huge star like Derek Jeter and you live in New York, the world is your oyster. Uptown, downtown, east side, west side, and that's just Manhattan. So many places, so little time.
Now, Derek Jeter's been a New York Yankee for 20 seasons, so it just makes sense that since the Big Apple is a big place, he'd have some favorite haunts, and I'm gonna find them.
Jeter's New York was the subject of this Visa commercial. It was the brainchild of former ad exec Jimmy Siegel, who had to twist the truth a little to get Jeter and Steinbrenner to both agree to that famous scene on the conga line.
I went to Derek and I said, would you do this? I have this conga line idea for the end of the spot. Will you do it with George? He said, no, I'm not a dancer. I don't want to dance. He said, I don't want to dance. He said, George do that? I mean, George isn't going to do that. I said, well, what if George does that? He said, well, I don't know, maybe.
After then tricking Steinbrenner, the conga line was born.
Or the other way to say it is I lied to both of them.
The West Village eatery, The Spotted Pig, is a Jeter favorite. It's not uncommon to see him there a few times a month. When Jeter wants ribs to stick to his ribs, he makes his way to Southern Hospitality on 9th Avenue.
That one's drilled deep to left field. Going back, Joyce, looking up. See ya!
It was here that Jeter celebrated his 3,000th hit. The manager says despite his fame, the Yankee captain is just a regular guy.
If he's in, a back room or if he's downstairs, customers will, I think I left my phone back there, or is this the way to the restroom? But, class act all the way around. We're very honored that he likes the restaurant, and I'm very honored to have him come in.
So where does Derek Jeter party? When he turned 40, he hit the meatpacking hotspot, the Brickwood, for a night of models and bottles. But when he's in a contemplative mood, you just may find him at the Met. He loves Picasso and says one of his all-time favorites is Girl Reading at a Table. He calls the Met the perfect date place. Finally, I popped into Nino's Positano on 2nd Avenue, where Derek Jeter's favorite dish used to be the chicken parm. That was until Chicken Jeter was created. Nino says he even treasures his photos with Derek, even though the two he placed outside the restaurant went missing.
I understand that there's still one photo that you do have of him, one that didn't get swiped. Was that inside?
It was inside, yeah. It's still on my wall. That one I will not give for anything. It's still here.
Well, I don't know. Let's toast to friendship with our water.
With the water.
Right? Exactly. And $22 chicken dishes that are yummy that Derek Jeter created.
As any Yankees fan will tell you, there will always be only one number 2, the captain, Derek Jeter. And as he prepares to wrap up his Hall of Fame career, it seems fitting that we would end by simply saying thanks, Captain. From Yankee Stadium, I'm Steve Lacy. Have a great night.